Glad to have you with us today, folks. Jeannie's Alaska with my colleague, Steve Physiak here, set to take you out to the ballpark to find out what happens when mighty forces collide in an exhibition matchup here on the 2K Sports Network. On tap, it's the St. Louis Cardinals, ready to play the Braves. John Smoltz will be the Atlanta starter in this one. Chris Carpenter will oppose him as he will pitch for St. Louis.
Chris Carpenter had injury problems with the Toronto Blue Jays, Jeannie, but man, he's been healthy with the St. Louis Cardinals, and he has 15 wins the last 3 years with the Cards and helped them to a world championship. Good fastball, 93, 95 miles an hour, excellent feel for pitching and command of his curve and off-speed pitches.
We're down here and just about set for the first pitch in Atlanta, so let's go. From the 2K Sports booth, it will be John Miller and Joe Morgan calling the game. John?
Okay, Jeannie, the 2K Sports Network now is proud to welcome you to Turner Field in Atlanta. And we're all set to bring you more Major League Baseball action. We've got a little exhibition baseball in store for you here. Tonight, it's the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Atlanta Braves. Welcome, everyone. John Miller here to bring you all the action. And with me is my partner and Baseball Hall of Famer, Joe Morgan. Now, Joe, as we're getting ready for the first pitch in this one, very quickly, what do you think the Cardinals need to do here today?
This 6'6" right-hander has become a force to be reckoned with in the rotation. Chris Carpenter is clearly the ace coming into this one, and he knows how to win. And he's a Cy Young Award winner, and he's a big game pitcher as well.
John Smoltz will be doing the pitching. Opponents hitting .251 against him.
The reports of John Smoltz's demise have been greatly exaggerated, as this veteran just seems to get better with age. He's won for the ages, and he isn't done yet, and he's a great postseason pitcher.
He's one of the best I've ever seen pitch. John Smoltz is the man. There's no doubt about it. He's going Cooper style.
First pitch good.
First pitch.
Fastball in for a perfect strike.
50 degrees. Wind
The pitch. And he hits the ball foul. Swinging a high pop-up into foul ground behind first. And he hits this one foul. Ground ball to short. And the throw to second.
Now batting.
Good start here in this inning. We'll see if they can keep this momentum going.
One man on, nobody out. First pitch on the way. Started to go around, but it's in there. Lined hard down the left field line. Bounces up against the wall. Safely in at third base, way ahead of the play. He's in there without a problem.
Now batting.
Here's a look at Atlanta's defense.
Number 5, Albert.
Runners at the corners with nobody out.
One of the toughest pitches to hit is that fastball up and in. You get a lot of soft fly balls on that pitch.
He's going to throw home. Down the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. A swing on a high drive. Down the left field line. And out of here. A home run. 2 runs on one swing of the bat.
Scott.
Well, it was a fast pitch to have that much break on it. You don't often see this happen. You'll see this pitch come in on the hitter's hands, but somehow he manages to fist this one into the seats.
It looked nearly impossible, Joe. I'm still in sort of a state of disbelief over it.
And it nearly is, John. That takes some skill right there.
Yeah, power like
Scott
that.
Bowen bounced back in a big way. He was back in the All-Star game in 2006 as a Cardinal. Ended up with 22 homers, 95 batted in, and a 296 batting average. Still a gold glover at third base.
Yeah, he's a special player. The thing about Scott Bowen, he's consistent, plays every season. He's only missed a few games during his amazing career. Now retired, and Scott Bowen is one of the best Philadelphia Phillies
Nobody on base and no outs.
Never mind Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays goes to the Phillies, finishing it up.
Ronan is going to recheck the signs of the third base coach here. Edmonds is awaiting his turn over in the on-deck circle, Joe, and I'm sure that the ball club in the field now is well aware of his presence lurking over there.
Well, John, he's the type of hitter managers game plan around. As a manager, there's nothing worse than putting your pitcher in a situation where he's got to pitch to one of the game's best hitters with 1 or 2 or even 3 runners on base. Nothing good can come from that situation.
Ronan, and he's good to go now. Ready for this next pitch. He throws. And this is hit in the air to straightaway left. And it's in there, base hit. Here's the throw. Way late there at second base. He's in there safely.
Now batting.
Edmonds, known for taking pitchers deep into counts before finally letting it all hang out. First pitch, here it comes. Hit to the ground, down the first base line.
He does his job here, gets the ball on the ground to the right side, and the runner moves over to third with 1 out.
And Joe, we've got...
Encarnacion.
Once again, it's time for fan mail questions, brought to you by 2K Sports. Joe, what is interference, and how is interference determined?
Interference is when you interfere with a fielder trying to make a play. It's obstruction when the fielder blocks you. But if you interfere with him making a play, interference will be called.
All right, Joe. Now let's get back to the game. Here's a swing of the fly ball hit medium deep. Might be enough to get him in. And that one falls in there, base hit.
Now this has turned into a healthy bit of expression from the lumber.
Yeah, this is the kind of offense that I like to see.
Well, he's making some early mistakes over the plate, and these guys are not missing.
1 out now.
We have got personal pride on the line here today, folks, and just maybe a spot on the roster. Jeannie Zelasco here with Steve Physiak, coming at you from our Hardball Central studios, where we are moments away from an exhibition grudge match. Snakes alive, we've got baseball out in the desert as the D-backs slither in the chase field, looking to sink their fangs into this one.
And it's at their home park that these Diamondbacks need to find their venom, as they were just 39 and 42 at home in 2006, not good enough to scale the National League West Division.
Yeah, 2006, a real struggle for this Arizona franchise, but they did get a chance to look at some of the coming prospects that we'll be seeing in the years ahead. Look at the future of the D-backs. They add more experience to the promising career, so that's valuable.
And the D-backs did see some outstanding pitching, as Brandon Webb picked up the National League Cy Young Award in 2006, and Eric Burns had a dynamic year at the plate. These Snakes may be positioned to make a run at the playoffs this time around.
They look good.
And it's just about time for baseball, so let's go out to Arizona, where John Miller and Joe Morgan are set to call the game. John?
Okay, Janie. Now, from the Valley of the Sun, 2K Sports welcomes you indoors. The roof is closed at Chase Field in Phoenix, and we're just about ready to go with Major League Baseball. We're getting ready for some exhibition baseball now coming up. Tonight, it's the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Welcome, everyone. John Miller here to bring you all the action, and with me is my partner and Baseball Hall of Famer, Joe Morgan. Now, Joe, before we get started, what do you think of the chances here for another one of your old teams, the Phillies?
Well, I think Pat Burrell is going to be the key for them. He had a monster year in 2002, but he had some trouble carrying that success over the following season. It wasn't that long ago when people thought he'd be capable of hitting 40-plus homers a year every year. Well, he nearly matched those monster numbers in 2005, and I think you can safely have that kind of conversation again.
Brandon Webb will be doing the pitching.
With the 2006 National League Cy Young Award winning pitcher towing the rubber, you've got to watch Brandon Webb in this one. This guy knows how to win ball games, and he's got a great sinker.
All right, Joe.
Any good hitter will tell you the toughest pitch to handle is one that's breaking down and away.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Change up just off the corner. Now it falls behind 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball toward the second baseman. Jackson is there. And his throw gets him. 1-0.
Nice play over there at first, just to keep that one for himself.
Here's the batting order for the Phillies. Chase Utley is in the third spot. There's a strike at the knees. 0-1. He delivers.
Now you're in the hole. You just got to concentrate on making contact.
Here's a swing and a ground ball. Webb has got it.
Good reactions out there on the mound to glove this thing and throw to first base.
First pitch on the way. Hit hard to the right side. Out in front of that pitch, and he's in a deep hole. It's 0-2. Curveball ties him in now. This is strike 3. The side is retired. And here's a fly ball to straightaway left. Burr is over, and he makes the catch for the out.
For our newest facility in Surprise, Arizona.
John, they get him out on his front foot a little, and that caused him to swing under the ball, and he locks it right to the left fielder.
He swings it. It's a fly ball to right field. Victorino is right there. He puts it away.
They had him played perfectly that time, and the right fielder is able to make this play without much problem.
Swings and misses at that fastball. It's 0-1.
He's ahead 0-2. I don't think he'll waste a pitch. He'll try to finish him off right here.
On the ground to third. Back to the mound. Myers has it. Throws on to first, and the side is retired. And they go quietly this half. We'll go to the top of the second, and we have no score. The middle of the order, the 4, 5, 6 spots coming up next. Ryan Howard coming to play next, and he always guarantees a lot of trouble to play. Fastball in there. It's 0-1.
Ryan Howard's a power hitter. Don't forget, this guy hit 57 home runs in 2000.
He delivers. And this one is fouled off. On the grab to second. Hudson has it. Over to first, full out number 1. Jackson with the off-balance throw, and he got it.
This is a heck of a play. I'll tell you what, he makes this throw look relatively easy, but a lot of times you release this ball and just hope you get it somewhere in the vicinity of the bag.
1 out, none on. First pitch is a sinker for a ball strike. This is swung on and hit on the ground. Tracy is up with it. And he can't recover in time, so that will go as an error. Coming center field. Rowan ready to step in now.
Number 33.
With 1 out, there's a runner at first. First pitch to him. And he lays off the pitch outside it, low for ball 1. Now he sets. Here's the 1-0. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. And that falls for a base hit.
It's always good to get a single, even with 1 out, but it gives them something to work with. And John, this one registers 90 miles an hour on the radar.
He didn't try to do too much with this pitch. He just went with it.
Yes, it's just too difficult to try to pull this ball. It's best to hit it to the opposite field, and that's just what he did.
Swing and miss for strike 1. A little too eager there. He's behind no balls and 2 strikes. He throws. Sinker, swung on, missed, but that's out number 2.
I like that sequence. He used great location and a great pitch selection to strike him out with 3 pitches. That was great work on the mound.
Barajas will step in for his first plate appearance of the day. 2 2 down, runners at first and second. First pitch, here it comes. Swung on it line softly toward the left side. Drew is there, and he puts it away for out number 3. The Philadelphia Phillies pick up no runs on 1 hit and then strand a couple. There's a swing and a ground ball. The throw to second. Well, sometimes this